Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hi, I'm Lucy James, and I listen to the One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hi, my name's Cartoon Penguin, and I'm a part of Shocknet's development team, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Whoa, Rob, your accent, holy cow. I haven't heard a New Zealand accent in a very long time.
Gaming Podcast, hosted by David, Sean, and Zach.
Hi, just David here from One Up Gaming. I'm going to have another video podcast rubbish thing, and it's going to be episode 256 of our One Up Gaming Podcast. Yeah, it's too warm. I know we in the UK, we complain, it's raining, it's cold, it's sleet, and that's just on Monday. But the last couple of days, it's been between 25 and 30 degrees ish, somewhere around that sort of temperature. And we in the UK, we get warm at about 22, 23 degrees. So when it gets over that sort of temperature, my God, do we British moan like hell. But anyway, we're back. One Up Gaming. Quick one, this one. Yeah, so this will be another quick one. It's going to be like a video podcast, and I'm going to put it up as a normal podcast as well. So you can watch this either on YouTube or just listen to it as a normal podcast. Either's good. But please subscribe to our new podcast. Not new podcast. Subscribe to our new Facebook page. We need to get as many subscribers as possible, as quickly as possible, try and get the numbers up, because we've gone from getting thousands of views a day down to about 2. So thank you, Google, we love you. Where are you? Oh, there. Oh, the camera tried to zoom in. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, so let's just start off with 2 movies that I watched this week. Yeah, amazing movies. So first up, Space Jam, A New Legacy. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm 40-year-old. I remember watching the original Space Jam. I can't remember nothing that happened in the original Space Jam. I think it's because I watched it when I was little and never watched it again. But in my head, it was okay, or it was good. Now again, I'm from the UK, we don't do basketball that much over here, so the story must have been okay, I can't remember it. Anyway, Space Jam, A New Legacy. This is how much I don't know basketball. It has a new basketball player starring in it. All I can think of is Kobe Bryant, but it's that. I think he was the one that unfortunately passed away. Space Jam, A New Legacy. Here we go. LeBron James. I'd have never would have got that one in my life. But it's about him, his son, making a game. He wants him to grow into basketball. His son is more into making games and stuff. So it's very modern day sort of take on things. The acting's a little bit wooden in my opinion. It's not the best. It might be more fun for like the 5 to 10 year old sort of range of anyone that knows about basketball. Because I'd have guessed that LeBron James is probably the biggest sports star in the world, even though I don't know him. I've never watched a basketball game ever in my life. But the first 20 minutes of the movie is appalling, absolutely appalling. And then they get pulled into the computer, the Warner Brothers sort of university sort of stuff, where he goes to try and find like the toon characters, so Daffy Duck. Trying to think now. Trying not to get the Disney stuff mixed in. Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, Tweety Pie. All these sort of ones that I can't remember any of them now because I've never really watched the Tiny Toons and I can't remember how you call the actual main tunes now. But anyway, you know what I mean. They were big in the probably like the 60s, 70s. They had a bit of a break in the 80s, and then the early 90s they came back with like Tiny Toons, which, from all intents and purposes, I've heard really good things. But I was too old at that time to watch Tiny Toons, so I've never seen it. I guess Animaniacs is a part of it all, I think. But anyway, when they start getting all the tunes, characters, and going to other universes, it does get a lot better. I love the fact that it changes art style, so it goes from like live action to 3D graphics to 2D hand-drawn animation. It goes places, it's quite fun. And I do love the fact that the final match that they're playing, in the background, it's got like hundreds of Warner Brothers characters. So it's got like like Pennywise the Clown. It's got the King Kong, sort of, because King Kong is a part of the Warner Brothers. It's got the Harry Potter. It's got loads of Matrix. It's got loads and loads of stuff that Warner Brothers owns. So that made it quite fun. It made it quite interesting. Made it different. You're more interested in looking in the background and see if you can see any of the characters that you recognise. But overall, I would sort of say that after a very slow start, the movie itself goes on to become quite fun and quite interesting, and it's a nice movie. Next up, Marvel's Black Widow.
I tell people
now,
my sister moved out west.
I watched this on my 15th TV
teacher.
sort of thing, and it looked
Your husband
bad.
He renovates houses.
Like the effects, the CGI, whatever you want to call it,
but you're gonna wait
it
until
looked
the interest rates go down.
really
That's not my
bad
story.
compared to what some of the other movies have been in the series.
Before I was an Avenger.
And I don't know if it's because I watched it on my little TV. If it was in the big screen, would it have made it look better? I don't know, but it just looked quite ropey, some of the effects. The story itself
Taskmaster.
went nowhere, did
He
nothing.
controls the Red Room. They're manipulated. Fully conscious, but no
I'm not really going to spoil a lot of things, but I think I know where it's going with the story, with adding, building up to the next sort of characters and set of stuff. But again, it just didn't seem very. It was not good. It was probably one of the worst Marvel movies I've seen for a long time. It did nothing. It looked bad.
We fight with you.
And that's all I really want to say about it. To be honest, it was
You won't win.
not the best.
I've always
So,
found it best.
next up, let's talk about some of the games that I've been playing this week. And I can say this week now because it was a week ago since I recorded this. And I've still got my background behind me of like some posters and some stuff. The two there that you can see there, the Halo Master Chief and Samus from the Metroid series, them two are available to buy from our website, which is ougtech.co.uk, which is quite cool. So, let's get on with some games then. So, one of the new Xbox games for gold, I think they're still called, I don't know what they're called, Midway, or Midway's Arcade Origins. Now this is like Midway Arcade, like the arcade games that Midway made before about 92, 93-ish. So I think the most modern game on it would probably be Pit Fighter, give or take a year or two, which I think that was like 92. I think it came out a year before Mortal Kombat, and it was like digitized characters and graphics and all that and all that. But it's got a ton of games on it, I love Smash TV. I love Robotron. Is it 2084? I tell you what, I love Robotron 64 as well. That was a mint game. But yeah, it's got some classic arcade games on it. Like all of them, you can add filters, you can take filters off, you can do this, you can do that, you can pause them. It's a nice package. Nice package, nicely done. Next up, I've had a quick go at Football Manager 2021 on the Xbox. Now, I had a big video of this on the old YouTube channel, but now that's gone. I decided that I'd try the Creator Club sort of feature, where you go into... I've taken over Man City just because of the money that they have. So I went in, took over Man City, created up a one-up gaming team, bought in a load of like top-notch world-class players, things like that. And what do you know? It is actually a fun game. It's amazing what it can, you can tell how good the game idea and the game core concept is even when you're on a clunky control pad trying to click around, trying to get things working. When it's actually on the match, when it's actually trying to buy players, trying to change players' position, it is really, really fun. It's actually, you think, oh, I'll just do one more thing, then like 3 hours go by, you just think, where's that gone? Where has that gone? And I also had a quick go on the, because I've got that little tiny yeah, you know what it is, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. But yeah, so that's I've been playing it on that, so it's like a little tablet sort of size screen, so that's quite fun. It's almost identical to I'd have a guess to the Football Manager on the Xbox, so I'd have a guess, I might be wrong, but it'll all use the same basic sort of technology, apart from on the phone you can only have 3 leagues running at the same time, whereas on the Xbox you can have up to 10, I think it was, which is cool. Get a lot more players, a lot more detail, more fun, more options to buy. Next up, Planet Alpha. I'd never heard this game ever before, and it seemed okay. It started off, and I was assuming it was going to be like a 3D explore sort of game, but no. You crash land on a planet, and it starts off very slowly, limping away, and it moves into I was going to say 2D, but it's a 2D perspective 3D platform game. So it's like the old Pandemonium and the side view of Crash Bandicoot games, where it's all in 3D but you only move on the 2D plane. It seems nice, graphically it looks nice, and I got to a puzzle bit in it and I couldn't figure it out, so I turned it off. But while I was playing it, it was good, and I'd be half interested just to Google what it was that you had to do, because I thought I knew what you had to do, but obviously I didn't. So lastly, the game I've been playing this week is a game called Fallen Knight, and the best way to describe this would be Mega Man, but without the gun. Now, you have a sword attack, which is quite... It's still a short range attack, but it actually moves it away from your body as you slash. So it's quite a distant attack in the grand scheme of things. And you have a jump, a dash, so you can dash forward and through enemies and stuff. And it's not a bad little game. I'm going to put it up on our YouTube channel to have a quick look. I might try and get a review done of this one as well. Graphically it looks nice, moves fast and smooth. But yeah, so that is basically all that I've been playing this week. So I guess I'll cut off here and we will talk about some news. So we'll have a quick intro. We'll have a quick I don't know, a little bit of title screens with words on to say what's happening. But we'll put this up and then we'll be back in a minute or two. Thank you.
And now, it's this week's news with 1UP Gaming.
And we're back. It's still me, David, from 1UP Gaming. Episode 256. Had to think then. And we're here. It's time for a little bit of news. Nothing much is happening this week either, so it'll just be quick. We'll just rattle through. So, first of all, I like the way I have to put China, but Tencent has agreed to buy UK video game firm Sumo Digital for more than £900 million, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how much they're worth. Because I'm sure I read somewhere is. Here we go. But yeah, so Sumo Digital, I think they're London based. They've done games like the Little Big Planet. I'm going to get it wrong, but was it the PSP one or was it the PS Vita one? But it was one of them, and I think it might have been Little Big Planet 3 they did for the PS4. They've also made. Do you know when you completely blank? The Mario, not Mario, the Sonic Racing games. I think they did that series. And they might have done a couple of the sports ones, like the tennis one, things like that. Can't remember exactly, but they've done a few sort of games like that. So yeah, Tencent are gonna buy Sumo Digital for more than £900 million, which is bloody expensive. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sort of say, nah, we don't want that. I'm happy just sat around in my pyjamas all day. But anyway, next up, this wasn't announced when we did our last recording. It's just been announced in the last few days. But the Steamdeck, how the Nintendo Switch compares to Valve's gaming handheld. And looking at this, the Steamdeck, depending on what internal memory I believe it is you want, is either $399, $529, or $650, which is like, Jesus, man, that's expensive. And the Switch OLED is still $350, which, I mean, for me, for the Switch, that's bang out of order as well. That's really expensive. It looks as though the CPU on the Steam Deck runs between 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz, whereas on the AMD's 2.4, I believe it's a 4-core running a 2.4 to 3.5 gigahertz, whereas it's an AMD chip as well, Zen 2, whereas on the little Switch it's an ARM 4 processor, which is not very good, only runs at 1.2 gigahertz. The GPU, again, this all makes no sense to me. It's an AMD so it can run between 1 and 1.6 gigahertz up to 1.6 teraflops. Yeah, I have. Oh, so that runs at between 1 and 1.4 and 1.6 gigahertz, whereas the Switch only runs at 307 to 768 megahertz. Jesus, that's bad. RAM on the Steam Deck, it's got 16 gigabytes of LPDDR4 DDR5 RAM, whereas on the Switch it's 4 gigabytes of LPDDR4, which is like nowhere near as good as it really. Storage on the Switch it's now 64 gigabyte. On the Steam Deck it's 64 gig, or 256 gig, or 512 gig. Which, when you think 512 gig, it's still only like 1 and a bit copies of Call of Duty, you know. External storage, both like micro SD. Video output, meh. Display, they're both like 7-inch, but the Switch is an OLED 720p touchscreen, and the Steam Deck is an 800p LCD touchscreen. They both got 3.5mm jacks. Bluetooth, both got Bluetooth, but Switch is 4.1. Steam Deck's 5.0. Wi-Fi, dual band on the Steam Deck, 2.4 and 5. It looks, yeah, that's Switch 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Battery, I have no idea what the 40 some hour lithium, and that's a 4310 milliamp lithium battery for the Switch, which I understand that it's like a mobile phone battery basically. Battery life, so for the Steam Deck 2 till 8 hours, and for the Switch 4.5 to 9 hours. The weight, I don't know what pounds are, I don't work in pounds, I'm British, but it's 0.71 pounds for the Switch and 1.47 pounds for the Steam Deck. So yeah, the Steam Deck looks massive compared, very heavy, very massive. I'm not a big fan of the control scheme, having all the sticks and buttons right at the top of the machine. It might feel better in your hand, because then I guess you're holding it and the weight will hold it down. But other than that, I'm not massively impressed with the Steam Deck. I think it's very expensive, very cool tech, but why? Why do you need it? It's like, I think the Steam Deck, it'd be much better to have a 5G compatible 7-inch screen with the controller built in, basically like the Wii U control pad, but with the 5G antenna built into it with a 5G SIM card, and it basically just stream everything from your Steam account onto it. So you don't need the graphics cards, you don't need the processor, you don't need everything that is costing like $650. It's a lot of bloody money, and it'll be a bog standard graphics card, and it won't be all singing, all dancing. You won't be able to play all your best games on it. But we'll see how it goes. This next one, I'm going to get completely wrong because I can't say foreign names. I am British. I am from Yorkshire. I have a monotone voice, and if I try and go a bit explorative with words and phrases, I just go kaput. So here we go. Black Widow's Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Basically, yeah, the secret history of Julia Louis Dreyfus. Basically, it looks as though she's starting to create a Avengers style team, but of like mercenaries and renegades and things like that. She was in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and she was on the end credits of the Black Widow movie. Yeah, so I think she's gonna bring in Black Widow's sister, and you know what's gonna happen, don't you? They're gonna do half of a movie, 3/4 of a movie. Oh no, don't kill me, and then she's gonna go, oh no, you're actually good all the time, I'm gonna come on to the Avengers team. Whoa. Anyway, that's my opinion of the Avengers movies. Very lame writing, nice explosions. Good. Next up, one that I'm really interested in now. So it looks as though PES has finally been renamed in all territories to simply eFootball. So it was called Winning 11 in Japan, and it was called Pro Evolution Soccer in like Europe and America and things like that. But now they're just gonna rename the whole thing as eFootball. So at least it's just one name throughout everything. So that's pretty cool. And they've gotten rid of the Fox engine. It's now going to be Unreal Engine 4. It's compatible with. So you can get it on Xbox, PS. So basically, it's available for everything: PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, with an Android and iOS version to follow. And what they're hoping to do is, as quickly as possible, to get all of it cross-play. So if you buy it on the PS5, you can play people on the Xbox One. They've also said the iOS and the Android version, if you have a control pad Bluetooth synced up to your phone, you can even play against the PS4 people on your mobile phone. And I think that is the biggest thing that they can do for this series. Try and get as many people as possible playing the same version of the game. The more people playing, the more people will be in to actually do the microtransactions, to do everything else. They've basically said that it's going to be fully free to play. So you download the game, it's download only, digital only. Download the game, and then they've said that they're aiming to basically take a platform approach where it'll have regular updates. There'll be no longer an annual release, but basically you'll get the platform free yearly updates for the new seasons, which is, I think that's how football games should have been for a long time now. So I am very, very curious and very interested in what happens here. So yep, so that is that. Next one, which is quite a funny one. GTA Online is going to be shut down for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 later this year. Now, when you think about it, didn't the Xbox version and trying to think, was it 2013? Is it 2013? I think it was 2013. I can't remember if it's 2012, 2013. But it has been a very long time for the Xbox 360 and the PS3 on that tech. So hopefully there won't be that many people still playing on the old PS3 and Xbox 360 now. Because I'd ever guess you'd now even have like the PS4 or the Xbox One, and even you've got the Xbox Series. You can play like the 360 or the Xbox One sort of version of it. So yeah. I mean, I think it's been up long enough for them to discontinue it and not have a massive, fallout of fans. So lastly for this week, it looks as though the Atari VCS retro console gets its long-awaited retail release. The original Indiegogo campaign ran in 2018, and I believe they were saying it's going to be released in 2019, then it got delayed to 2020, and then 2021, and now it looks like it's finally coming out. It looks nice, but I think it is just like a mini PC with a cheap Bluetooth controller and a cheap Bluetooth stick to emulate the old Atari console. I do like the look of the console. Like, it looks retro but with a modern take on it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's about if you get the normal version, it's $299, so $300. Or if you get the walnut version, that's $400. Jesus. $400. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so that's the news of the One Up Gaming podcast. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. It's been me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 256. Please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We are still on Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/OUG. We have some merchandise at bluecyborg.com. Just search One Up Gaming. We have our album out, Games Inspired Music. And if you buy that, then 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. We have our first 100 podcasts available to buy at audiobooksontape.com. And it also has like a Sans Pants Radio. It has like OUG Talks, where we talk to... Well, we interview like developers, celebrities, things like that. That is £9, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. Please just search for our YouTube channel, which is... I can't even say what it is because it doesn't allow me to change the name. Just search One Up Gaming, and it's the one that's got the logo on that says One Up Gaming. It should have like up-to-date videos on, because I'm trying to do like at least 1 or 2 every single day to try and get the things working. We have a Facebook page, just search One Up Gaming. Twitch, twitch.tv/OUGofficial. If you want to tweet us, it's at OUGofficial. Email us, it's either ougofficial@live.co.uk or contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel on here. Hi! Or if you're listening on iTunes or wherever you download the podcast, please subscribe, give positive feedback, 5 stars, that type of thing. And I believe that'll do. So episode 256. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Do you have trouble sleeping? Tossing and turning all night? Nothing you do seems to help. You're not getting your recommended 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Well, now there's a solution. Now there's Fat Cat Fly. With Fat Cat Fly, you'll easily get the sleep that you deserve. Download for free on the iOS App Store, and you're guaranteed to get a good night's sleep with very few side effects, as you help a fluffy kitty eat all the junk food that he wants. Side effects may include sleeplessness and desire for cheeseburgers if erection lasts more than 5 hours. See a physician. Try Fat Cat Fly today. Visit facebook.com/fatcatfly because you deserve a better life.
Hey guys, Justin here. I just wanted to say that I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you a lot. Yes, you in particular. In that way. And I wanted to say, I think you're great. I've always said that about you. And I was wondering, if you think we're great, if you could give us a quick rating on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it. It would really, really help us out in that, podcasty sort of way. And if you're feeling particularly festive, perhaps even a little saucy, maybe stop by our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/OUG and see if you can't slip a few bucks our way. After all, every little penny or whatever space money they use in Europe helps out the show. Thanks for listening. OUG Gaming will always be free, but with your support, we can always move forward and always be better.
I bang with One Up Gaming, drop more hits once I'm famous. The best, that's what our aim is. All platforms, what your game is. To the leaderboards, I'm coming. See me in a shooter, I can promise I'll be gunning. When I hit the music charts, I swear I'm gonna run it. Contact One Up, you can try, but we done it. Let's go. Alright, let's go to the best place for reviews I know. Xbox One and PS4, Wii U as far as consoles go. They do handheld PCs, merchandise for you and me. Contests that you gotta do, the prizes are for gamers who going hard all day. We really the boys cause you're just that great. Can't lose, there's too much at stake. You're a certified badass when you play.
I bang with One Up Gaming. I bang with One Up Gaming.
I bang with One Up Gaming. Drop more hits once I'm famous. The best, that's what our aim is.